Good morning. Arthur Offaly speaking on behalf of the Arthur Offaly Foundation, a totally independent victims group with no affiliation to any government agencies or any terrorist groups. Now, as I said before, many times, my father, Arthur Joseph Rafferty, brutally murdered by a 5-man gang of Sinn Féin IRA scum. All 5 were informers for the RUC PSNI, a so-called police force, who colluded with the British government to employ 5 terrorists belonging to Sinn Féin IRA to murder my innocent father. The RUC PSNI supplied the terrorists with the high-powered arm-laid rifle and ammo to murder my father, an unarmed 56-year-old docker, father of 8 children, who worked all his life at the Belfast docks to rear his large family, and my father asked nobody for anything. My father was not a member of any terrorist organisation or any Republican group. He was too busy working to feed his family, and because of that, corrupt loyalist paramilitary group employed a British agent, a mass murderer from Sinn Féin IRA, to shoot my father 5 times in the back at close range. His name was Freddy Scappaticci. He was the head of the Nutting Squad in the Sinn Féin IRA. He was also an informer for the RUC PSNI Special Branch and the MI5 and 6 MI6. He was also an agent for the British Army, the British government. He was there jewel in the crown, and his codename was Stickknife. Now, he received his orders on command from the RUC PSNI and the British government. He was told who to kill and where to kill them, and was told that he would never stand trial for any one of his crimes, and that he was untouchable. That is why for 46 years I have been trying to get that mass murderer to court to stand trial for his crimes. But the corrupt RUC PSNI, the corrupt British government who control these corrupt courts here in the north of Ireland, have blocked me from getting my father's case to court to protect their mass murderer, Stickknife. My father's case must be the longest murder case in the 40 years of the Troubles here to remain unsolved. On the command of that corrupt British state, that corrupt RUC PSNI. Now, just recently I have spoken to a human rights lawyer who is keen to take my father's case on. Now, my case is, how can the British government employ a terrorist and mass murderer from Sinn Féin IRA to murder innocent members of the Irish public? My father, Arthur Joseph Rafferty, must be one of the first to be murdered by that British agent, Stickknife, way back in 1974. Also, how can a so-called police force employ a mass murderer to murder innocent members of the Irish public, and also employ hundreds of Sinn Féin IRA informers and loyalist paramilitary groups to murder on their command and to pay them out of the public purse? Surely that must be illegal and unlawful. And as a payback time, they have put Sinn Féin IRA and the DUP to run that corrupt parliament at Stormont. That is, thank you for all of your informers who the British government and the RUC PSNI used to do their dirty work for them, and to murder many innocent members of the Irish public, whose only crime was to be Catholics and living in the north of Ireland, including my poor father, Arthur Joseph Rafferty. I hope this human rights lawyer can take my case on and bring these scum to justice, as our brothers and sisters who have died over this past 40 years, murdered by these corrupt scum, deserve justice at last. Now, that so-called Prime Minister Boris Johnson and the British government are trying to shut me up by forcing old age people of over 70 to remain housebound in their homes for up to 12 weeks because of this coronavirus. I will not be told what to do by that corrupt British state, and I, along with my group, the Orthoroffe Foundation, will be out on the streets of Belfast putting the finishing touches to my plan to get that corrupt British state and their lawless paramilitary group, the police, the RUC, PSNI, and their so-called murderer Freddie Scappaticci to court. Also, I would like to tell Peter Weir of the DUP that my grandson, who is called after his grandfather, his murdered grandfather, Arthur Joseph Roffley III, will not be attending school until the coronavirus is over. Now, if that doesn't suit you or your boss, so what? Anyone who would like a tape of this story or any one of my stories can call me on my mobile 07715 921137. Leave your name and address and I will send you a tip free. Thank you. Anyone who has a story to tell and wishes me to air it can call me on my mobile 07715 921137, or I can send a reporter out to get your story. And remember, I will tell your story as you tell me. Nothing will be cut out. Now watch more of my stories on YouTube, arthuroffery.com, YouTube Arthur Offery Docker, YouTube Jack Spot 2012. That is a tip about the brutal murder of my father by a 5-man gang of Sinn Féin IRA, all employed by the British government and by the RUC PSNI. The man that shot my father was their jewel in the crown, Freddie Scappaticci. Now, thank you. My email is arthuroffery1@gmail.com. Thank you for watching ASNI TV, and good morning, and I will see you soon.